And I found that pretty much all of you guys fall into one of three buckets. Bucket number one, your art is not well and truly validated, meaning you have not sold your art or photography or creations to people not named mom, dad, brother, sister, family, friends, okay? People that know you and will buy anything that you do, right? You have not sold to strangers. That's at the low end of the validation scheme. At the high end of the validation scheme, or higher, I should say, is you sold your art to strangers. The business is going okay, but it is nowhere near mapping to the revenue expectations you have for the business. Maybe you're selling $10,000 a year and you're like, I want $100,000 a year business. And so in many cases in those situations, your art is still in its current, how it's currently constructed, what you created, what you're selling, is not well and truly validated. And I would say if I talk to 10 artists and photographers, 2 out of the 10, sometimes 3 out of the 10 are in that bucket. The next bucket is all of the folks that have sold art to strangers. And it can be folks that have just sold a couple of pieces to strangers, all the way up to people that have sold for the last 30 years to strangers. But you've never taken your marketing seriously. You've never built an email list. You've never kept a collector list. You've never stayed in touch with those folks. You're not running sales. You're not marketing on the socials. You've never run a live art show. You're not doing any of those digital activities that you need to do to grow a business in today's day and age. And it's a great spot to be in because you know you have a product the market wants. You just need more eyeballs and attention. And it's a hard spot to be in because in many cases you're sort of starting from zero, right? Because you need to start building the business, doing all that marketing stuff. If I talk to 10 artists, 7 to 10, 8 out of 10 are in that bucket. The last bucket is you sold your art to strangers. You sold a decent amount of art and you have some decent marketing momentum. You've at least got some things that are working for you. Instagram, Facebook, you're emailing, you're having sales, and the business is growing. So for you, it's a little bit different set of problems and dilemmas. But we tackle all of them. We tackle all of the three. The advice changes a little bit, but at a macro, everyone on this call has a marketing problem. It's not going away. I would love to tell you that it is going away, but that's not the way that it works. So we can talk about that. As a final, one of the interesting things that I found is, being that the majority have not kicked off, have not gotten going really well in marketing, is one of the huge problems you have is not having the proper social setups to appear like a legit artist that's going places and done things and achieved amazing things. Facebook and Instagram remain the two most important platforms to sell art and photography today. It doesn't matter if you take my word for it or if I pulled all of my customers and I get a look at all their data so I know that they're the most important platforms, or if you leverage that Art Basel UBS report, or there's another one called the Hiscox report. They're the two most important profiles. And you need to be on them. You need to have an active presence on them. When somebody finds out about you, gets into your ecosystem as an artist, one of the first things that they're going to do is they're going to go check out your social sites. And if your social sites are not up to snuff and there's nothing there, they're going to be like, what is this person? Are they even legit? And what are they doing? And then if there's not any followers on there, they're going to be like, does anyone even care about these people's art? Should I care about these people's art? These are just the social signals that get sent as a result of it. And then as a final, you need to have the proper amount of posts in there and the various different post types. And it's been one of the really fun things that we've done as a business at Art Storefronts, is that in addition to everything that we do in terms of software, and in addition to everything that we do in terms of teaching our customers to market all year long and run workshops and give them email templates and all the various different things that we do, we've also launched an in-house marketing agency. And the in-house marketing agency serves exclusively our customers. And there's a whole bunch of different services that you can avail yourself of, that whether it's a one-off thing to improve your social profiles and get them up to best practices, or whether it's to do all the social posting for you, or run your Facebook ads, or run a sales campaign for you. We're realizing, especially in 2022, especially because the majority of you guys have not kicked off your marketing in any measurable way, it can be really helpful to get a little shot, to get a little gas on the fire, I guess is a better way to say it. So for those that end up going through and getting demos, you can talk to the onboarding team, or the outreach team rather, about those various different packages, and we can talk more about that. But let's get into the Q&A and open it up. How do we do the Q&A? If you are one of the brave ones that has your camera on, Haley, William, Kat, Robert, Patricia, if you have a question, you raise your hand, I'll see it, and I'll be like, hey, they've got a question, and I can unmute you. For everyone else, at the bottom of your Zoom window is this little smiley face. And it says reactions. And if you click that thing, It gives you the ability to raise your hand digitally speaking. I just did it myself, and that lets me know, hey, this person has a question, and I can unmute you, and we can talk about whatever you like. Questions can range any which way, and you don't feel like you need to turn your camera on. If you don't want to turn your camera on, that's all good. You can ask us via audio if you're so inclined, or you can throw the questions in the chat, or for the people that are watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, you can ask questions that way too. But we can kick it off. William, did you still have a question? I saw you had the hand up, hand down. No? Questions been answered? Done and done? Okay. It looks like Arthur's first today. Arthur, let's start with you.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm in that older demographic,
Yeah.
and I've been sold hard in my life, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's let's just say I have very thick skin.
Yep.
I'm appreciating, what's going on here. I know when I was much younger, the looking at art through marketing like this
Mm-hmm.
was abhorrent. I just would never have gone there. It was just disgusting. It was a violation of my creative power.
For sure.
Having been in business and other businesses for a long time, it's reality.
Yeah.
So I get that side of it. So basic question is, if I was to get involved with your agency, what's the average spend budget that an artist has to achieve to be able to at least begin to cover all the costs of your system?
Yeah. Well, so there's the baseline service. I mean, essentially how we look at it is like straight up, what you guys are trying to do is climb Mount Everest. It's a good analogy. It is a really hard mountain to climb, and it's climbing a mountain that you'll never get to the top of, right? You're always going to be climbing and building the business. Our job at Art Storefronts is, number one, to be a Sherpa, right? And what is the Sherpa? You get the website solution. You get all of the marketing help. You get all of the here's how you do it, the DIY guides, the tech support, everything that we do. And you get that period. You get that just for signing up, right? So we have to have the best, here it is, do-it-yourself product that exists, right? Here are all the best practices that we've learned from doing this for as many years as that we have. Here's how to run Facebook and Instagram ads. Here's how to run a live art show. Here's how to execute a sale. Here's how to post on the socials. Here's how to tease your Valentine's Day sale. Here's how to announce your Valentine's Day sale. All of those things. So all of that's there. It's what you get for signing up. The agency exists twofold. One, every once in a while, you want to just pour a one-off gas on the fire, right? Like you need help with a certain thing, so you go and you avail yourself of the agency and those services, all the way up to almost a fully managed marketing solution, right? So it really comes down to how much you want to invest in the business, what type of revenue the business is doing. Do you need a one-off service? Do you want a recurring service? I'm of the mind, I actually don't want anyone using the agency services because I want every artist and photographer to come to terms with the fact that if you want the business to grow, you're going to have to learn how to market it, right? You're just going to have to learn how to market it. I mean, this is like one of the giant myths that's forever existed in this industry, that somehow you guys are so awesome that you're just going to get paid to create. Someone else is either going to sell it for you, and that's going to be wonderful, or it's just going to fly off the shelves, right? You have to market to make the business grow. You have to. It's the biggest problem every artist and photographer has. So I would prefer you learn how to do it all yourself because you get better and better and better at it. And you start realizing that, like, I can have a hobby or I can have a business. If I'm going to have a business, I have to do the work, as you were alluding to. So there's no like magical revenue part to the journey. Everyone's journey is a little bit different. Some people come in with a tremendous amount of sales. Some people come in with zero sales. Some people get great sales in their first month. Some people it takes longer, right? It's just a total mixed bag. What we look at it is, are we doing everything that we can to support our customers in every which way imaginable, right? And so that's sort of our approach on it. So there's no real magical formula in there per se, but you know, for folks like you that probably haven't been doing the marketing up till now, the first 2 years suck. They suck. You have to learn how to do a bunch of things you've never done before, right? Some of these things you might not be comfortable doing. Some of these things might butt up against that aforementioned myth that somehow you got to just create and get paid and not have to do that work. And it sucks to learn all that early on. But once you do, everything starts clicking after a while. It just starts getting easier. You get better at executing sales. You've run your first live art show. You're starting to get momentum. And then the basic fundamental aspects of marketing that you need to do if you want to grow the business, in a nutshell, I said in a nutshell in the early presentation, I don't know where I got that, Saturday Night Live, but at a macro, You have to be capturing emails all year long, and we teach you a bunch of different ways to do that. You have to be emailing those emails, regular stuff, not just salesy stuff. You have to be executing sales when the time is right and understanding the mechanics of how to do that. How do you tease a sale? How do you announce a sale? How do you think about the discount, i.e. the percentage off, and the scarcity when the sale ends? How to run live art shows, how to post on the social. So we teach you how to do that all year long, right? And that is the core of the marketing. And when you first get started is the hardest time, right? It's like growing a business from scratch almost, despite the fact you sold a ton of art throughout the years. But that's how it goes, right? But, you got me ranting now, but I've been doing this for a long time now, and now I finally like gotten to like dig into the layers and like really look at so many different businesses and see the ones that are doing well. Like the gallery model not only is exploitative, the gallery model works and creates a business financially for less than 1% of artists that are out there. Less than 1% of artists and photographers make anything deeming a solid living through selling through galleries. The gallery is the greatest lie ever told, because the gallery tells the artist, you can just create and you don't have to do anything else. That is the dream job of all dream jobs in the history of mankind. I'm just going to create and not have to do anything else, right? That works for 1 out of 100,000 artists, and God bless the ones that do. I mean, that's like winning the lottery. For everyone else, you have to work on growing the business. So that's yeah, I'm pretty consistent on that part of the rant. But sorry, I kind of went off topic.
That's okay. But could you just give a little more detail, though, on your agency side?
Yeah, I mean, like, what are the services that we offer? We offer everything from, like what I said in my rant. We'll get your social media sites up to snuff, and then we'll do a service that'll help you get followers on the social media site, and not BS followers, legit followers that are actually interested in your art. We will run your sale for you, and that's everything. Set up the website, go through all the steps, do all the emails, create all the social content. We will assist you on a live art show, which means we'll bring our software that'll stream to your social sites. We'll be on the live art show with you, talking it through. We'll set up the website for you. We will run your Facebook and Instagram ads for you. We will tune up your email autoresponder sequence. And don't worry about what that is. We can get into that later. All of those various different things. We'll create a bunch of different room mock-ups. I mean, we keep adding to it. People laugh at me. Like, I'm contemplating adding accountants to it. I'm contemplating adding personal assistants to it. I'm contemplating adding dog walkers to it. I don't care what it is. If it takes things off my customer's plate and they somehow get to invest that extra energy back into marketing, it is absolutely a worthwhile endeavor on our part, because it's the biggest problem. It's the biggest problem. And, as awesome as we are as a business, and we are awesome, we have insane, incredible marketing education. I teach incredible workshops. My team teaches incredible workshops. It's 50% teaching the thing, and then 50% getting my customers to do the work, which is really hard. It's like a combination of carrot and stick and everything in between. You need to be encouraged. You need to be supported. And so there's a ton of that too. But does that help in terms of the agency and what's available?
Yeah. It does sound like it could be, from like a one-off situation
Exactly.
to, as you mentioned, to like basically full service, which could get obviously fairly pricey.
For sure. And the trap in it, and I'm fighting this constantly, and my team and I, we met on this earlier this week, but because this myth, because this complete load of BS has been sold to you guys your entire life, i.e. there's some world that exists where you just create the art and someone else takes care of everything else for you. You don't have to do any work. Everybody falls back into that mental trap. And so what will happen is I'll have customers that'll hire the agency to do their social posting for them, right? And then they'll go, you know what? Now that that's covered, I don't have to do any marketing. And it's like, no, you actually still have to do marketing. You still have to do marketing if you really want it to grow, right? You still need to do videos occasionally where you're talking about your process or what makes you tick, or getting involved in various different aspects of it. So that's the ball game. That's the ball game. But if you're in it to win it, like in it to win it, that is so cheesy. I don't know where it came from. If you're in it and you're like, I'm gonna make this business work, it's the only thing that'll get you there. It's the only thing that works in today's industry and with today's revenue model. It just is. You have to be selling direct. You have to be able to market to your customers in perpetuity. You have to do all the regular marketing activities all year long. And actually, once you start getting rolling, like always somewhere in like the first 3 to 6 months, as the result of people following it, they start getting some wins. And the wins fill up your emotional gas tank. you know? And once that gas tank is filled up a little bit, you find you have a bunch more momentum to like, I'm going to keep running. I'm going to keep doing this. So it ends up being an awesome thing.
Cool.
How did you, just out of curiosity, how did you sell your work all throughout the years and over the years?
Oh, some small shows, had a couple of, been part of some museum shows,
Mm-hmm.
friends and family, but strangers.
Yeah.
But, momentum comes, momentum goes. And it's the consistency on the marketing and the business side that, I've been shitty at. What
Yeah.
can I say?
Trust me, Arthur, you're in good company. you're in good company, brother. Trust me.
I'd
And
also just give a kind of a comment about Wayland. I have a
Wyland, yeah.
lot of, I have a lot of experience in Laguna, and he, really made quite a splash there and has quite an impressive gallery. And it's a different, way of selling art, and he hit, a lot of people didn't like it, but a lot of people did.
Yep.
And, spent a lot of money, and in a way, he kind of, in my mind, fell in like with Thomas Kincaid, but more, more pleasing.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think he's more authentic in some ways. He's just doing him. But
right.
I'll tell you that you should buy that book, and I'll send it to you in the show notes. It's a super short read, and it's like this industry at a macro is so damn opaque, it's ridiculous, right? Like
Yes.
none of the galleries ever tell you a damn thing, and they're trying to hide everything all the time, right? And so you get these little blurbs here, there, this or that, and you don't ever hear about what the successful people are actually doing. You have to like drill in and get it. And my favorite ever is, I'm a huge technology nerd, and NFTs are like the craze. Have you heard anything about NFTs? Are you loosely aware of NFTs?
That was actually another question of mine, how they're incorporated into, your website and
Yeah. And so we can get into it. So the NFTs, okay, despite the fact there were some earlier NFTs that sold, it really like hit the worldwide headlines with one particular artist named Beeple, right? Beeple. And he sold a little bit over, I think, like $98 million worth of art, right? And he's
right.
he's a digital artist. And after that article hit, the sheer amount of people that were coming on these sessions and asking me about them and saying like, "Oh my gosh, this is incredible! What am I going to do about this? How can I get involved in this? How did this Beeple guy do it? Right? How did this Beeple guy do it? How did he pull it off? And he must have just been right place, right time, and timing. That must be the secret to his success. You know what that dude did? He called it his 5,000 project. 5,000 days in a row he created a new individual art piece. Now he's a digital artist, so it's a little bit easier. 5,000 days in a row. It's 13 years. 13 years that dude was grinding that hard on trying new things. So did he make $96 million? Yeah, he did. But go ahead and do the one piece a day for 13 years and then come back and talk to me, right? And I get so infuriated because no one ever tells the truth in this business, and everyone is just running around like, oh, it works. And the more that I dig into the gallery relationships, like, that is a tenant-farmer relationship. The number of artists that are making over 6 figures a year on the gallery relationship, I'm not kidding, is such a small number. It's ridiculous. And yet everyone has in their head, that's the model. That's where I need to go. That's where I need to be. A 50-50 revenue split and not having any idea who's buying your pieces such that you cannot cultivate collectors that will buy pieces from you for the rest of your art creating life is no recipe for success. It just doesn't work. It is not paying anyone any money. And the galleries many times don't pay on time. And it doesn't take into account your material costs. And so I get fired up because I know the model that I'm advocating is the only way to do it. And don't take it cynically. It doesn't matter if you do it with art storefronts. I don't care if you ever sign up with us. But understand, this is the only road forward where you have a business where you control everything and it actually grows year over year over year. And that's so important. So important to understand.
Hey, well, thank you. I'll let someone else chime in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, Arthur. You guys are a shy bunch today. Who else has questions? Haley, I'm going to pick on you because your camera's on. Haley's got a question. Okay, I'm gonna unmute you next, and then I'm gonna get on Kat's case over there because she's multitasking me painting, which I like. I like it. But go ahead, Haley. Do you have a question? And then I'll go into some of the ones in the chat. You have to unmute, Haley. It's in the lower left corner.
Hi there.
Hey.
So I'm a UK artist, and probably my questions are not relevant to most people on this call, but I'm just wondering how
How it all works. Yeah, I already know what your question is. I can answer it already. Yeah. So
can I leave it to you to tell everyone?
Yeah. So you probably want to start selling into the North American markets, right? And we can make it very easy for you to sell into the North American markets. We have customers all over. We have customers in Ireland. We have customers in England, all over England. You have a marketing problem, same as anyone else, right? And so you're going to benefit the most from the same thing that everyone else is going to benefit from, which is teaching you how to market, getting a plan in place, getting you working it. For the sales that you generate that are in Europe, let's just say, right, in England and Europe, you would fulfill those on your own. For all the sales that you generate in North America, you would fulfill those through our service, right? Aside from originals, you're of course going to have to ship the originals. Otherwise, it's not a problem. Earlier in history was a problem, but then that funny little thing called COVID hit. Then all of a sudden, our geographically placed office in Austin, Texas, went bye-bye, and then we now have we have staff on pretty much every continent on the globe, just about, and all over the world. So we have people in your time zone that can like take care of, the 8 hours ahead of time. So it's not a problem at all. Whereabouts in the UK are you, just out of curiosity?
London. Where else?
I love London. I love London. My wife lived in Chelsea for a couple of years, and we still go out there all the time. I miss it. I miss it. I want COVID to go away. I need some London pub time. I'm missing it.
I did one of the I was the lady that had a gin and tonic to do the video selling.
Oh, good for you. How'd it go?
Competition.
How'd it go?
Well, I was the last entry in. I sat here with a gin and tonic for 6 hours before I got the guts to actually have a go.
That's how it takes.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It wasn't that bad, right? You can go again.
I can go again.
See?
It was the first time's the hardest.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. See, if I come over, I'm looking you up. I'll have a gin and tonic with you. I usually drink beer, but yeah.
Okay, cool.
But good for you.
Got some good pubs.
Yeah, good for you. Any other questions? So that did it.
No, that's it for now.
And the headphones, for the record, look extremely comfortable.
Yeah, they're good. They're padded.
Yeah, they look nice. I had to take mine off. They hurt my ears. Okay, who else? Questions? William had one. Oh no, that's another. Don't ever quit. Yep. You guys are not an inquisitive bunch today. You're a quiet bunch. One of my lights just went out. Hold on. While you guys are thinking about questions, I gotta plug this thing in. Something is always going wrong with the tech. Oh yeah, Kat. I gotta find you. Thank you. Thanks, Juan. Hold on, Kat. I'm finding you. Multitasking Kat. What's up, Kat? How you doing? You'll have to unmute. Yep, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. This is weird because I got my headphones on. So can you talk a little bit about the calendar that y'all set up to keep us all on track?
Yeah, it's wonderful. So again, we've been doing this for a while now, and we know the biggest art selling days of the year, right? Valentine's Day was a big one that just came. Obviously, everything that goes along the fourth quarter is huge. Mother's Day, Father's Day is. And then we've organized what you should be doing each and every week in, week out. And I'm going to mute you, Kat, just because I can hear the sanding. And so it's okay. Yeah, don't worry. And all you have to do is follow the calendar, right? But the problem that we often have is that no one ever follows the calendar. And so we constantly have to motivate you and poke you and prod you. But I want to get this testimonial, okay? Because I think it is so part and parcel of how awesome the calendar is, all right? And hold on, I'm going to pull it up right now and I'm going to show it to everybody because it's awesome. We have this like weekly meeting, and everybody that's like executives on the team, and so we share our wins of the week. And so this is my win of the week this week. So let me read this. A win I wanted to share. I've been with ASF for over a year now, and I have done everything I can do to not follow the marketing plan. I just really didn't want to do it. I've even hired 2 different people to do it for me with no success, like at all. That happens all the time, by the way. I've been building my audience and collecting emails, but I was not looking at the marketing calendar, not watching the videos or reading the articles. Halfway through January, I somehow found the will to give the playbook a shot. I started with the Get to Know Your Customers Day. Get to Know Your Customers Day is like, there's an event. There's National Cheeseburger Day, right? There's Animal Awareness Day. There's Earth Day. So a lot of times we water ski on these days. So this Get to Know Your Customers Day, we had all of our customers send out a survey to their customers. It totally worked out awesome. Anyway, I was 4 days late to getting started on it, and I didn't go live. I needed to do that, but I did pretty much everything else. Guess what? My total revenue in December was $750. My total revenue in January is $4,500. So boom, there you go. She followed the calendar, and those are the results that she got. It's equal measure, Kat, keeping you accountable, but also you know, inevitably in this business, you always get like, oh man, what should I be doing this week? And then you don't even have to think about it. You just go right to that calendar and follow it, right? And follow it. And the calendar ranges from basic to advanced. At the basic level is like you're just getting started with marketing, right? You can't do all that advanced stuff yet, but you work your way up to it and you get better and better and better on the calendar. Did that answer? Mostly answer? Thumbs up? Do you have okay. You have a follow-up question? I have to unmute you again if you do. Nope, that did it. All right, awesome. Thank you, Kat. Now I'm super curious about what your art is too, because you're back there sanding rock. I mean, I'm just curious about this entire thing. Here it goes. I gotta see it. Wow, amazing. I don't even want to know how long it takes you to make a piece. Can't be quick. So Kat's issues: how long it takes to make a piece, and shipping. Yes. All right, Larry, you're up.
Yeah, I've had a attention on the internet for a while, you know, because I'm an actor and a film director.
Okay.
And I, you know, started out when I was a kid just being a photographer. You know, I've had a camera in my hand since I was 7. I had a darkroom when I was 10, and I wanted to get back to doing some photography, but I didn't want to wipe out my presence for acting and directing. You know, I don't want to like have everything shift over and be like, oh, when you search my name now, all of a sudden I'm a photographer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, so, but I still want to sell my photography.
100%.
So I'm not sure whether I should just do it under an assumed, name.
No,
or
absolutely not. And this is another one of the BS things that everyone runs around saying that somehow that's going to like, hurt your career or hurt your brand. Biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever been heard. It is fantastic that you have those other things going on. This is just adding another thing to it. And to try and start from scratch when you already have this brand ID of the acting and directing you've done, like you're the brand as much as the work is, right? Your fans follow you because they like what you're putting out there into the world. For you to think that they're not going to like your photography, you're crazy. You're a director. They know how to use a camera. So I would start selling it. I would start selling it immediately. I would not worry about it in the slightest. And you'll find that the feedback you get is only going to be positive. It's not going to hurt your other career in the slightest. In fact, it'll only enhance it.
So I'm not going to be confusing anybody who's looking me up for others.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's a really, really important one. And everyone's like, should I start a separate whatever? And I'm like, I'm a dad. Have you watched one kid? Now talk about 2. What's easier to do, right? Babysitting 2 social media profiles? Absolutely not. So just start throwing it out there. Like no one's going to be bothered by it in the slightest. And the fact that you have all of that other attention already is tremendous. Like leverage it, People will be stoked on it for sure.
Great.
And start doing some live art shows. When I send you the show notes, look at those and you can follow those and you'll get a tremendous amount of value out of them, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I've been listening to you or considering this for a little while, but I just recently got my Sony A1 and
nice.
I just started like getting up and using it now. So I wanted to hear this today. So
the Sony A1, you buy one little $99 thing. Juan, what is the one that we recommend? The camera in little dongle box. I can't remember what the name of it is. Juan's on here, he'll tell me. Camlink. You can Google that one, Camlink. Okay. Sony A1 into the Camlink right next to the laptop, and you have a full-blown television studio sitting right there, right? It's Camlink from Elgato as a company. And you turn that baby on, you grab the works, you start talking about them, you start merchandising, you start talking about what your inspiration is, and boom, you're in the game. It's that simple. And, it'll look so insanely clean. And you can use that camera, too, on your Zooms, and you'll look super legit on your Zooms, too.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. My pleasure. All right. What else, guys? Questions? Christopher, you're brave. You got your camera on. I'll have to pick on you next. Do you have any questions? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna unmute you. You have to hit the mic icon, Chris, in the lower left-hand corner. I won't be able to hear you. So if you just click the microphone icon, it's like in the bottom left-hand corner.
I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was wondering, you said you were high tech, and I know you probably are. I used to be, but lost a lot along the way.
Yeah.
And when you're selling on Instagram or if you're posting on Facebook, I was just wondering recently, actually, because I'm beginning to start putting my works together that I've had over many years, photography and art.
Okay.
And how do you keep people from actually stealing the art.
Yeah.
That's
another one of those complete BS things that everyone throws out there. It doesn't happen. This business is so hard to make it, period. Like, to think that people are out there like going and doing it now. You'll get one story, okay, that somebody heard secondhand from someone else, that somebody told someone, and then everyone is up in arms. The only disclaimer I have to put on that is actually in the NFT space. This is like a super hot button issue now where people are stealing other people's art and trying to sell it as NFTs, and that does appear to be happening. But at the end of the day, that's happening on really recognized artists because the sales are actually there. Otherwise, why would you steal it? It won't happen to you. You don't have to worry about it. You really don't.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much for your all the help that you give.
Yeah.
And I plan on becoming set up with Star Art Storefronts. I've been, considering it for a while, but
awesome.
I've had gone through 2 hurricanes, a bad surgery, and got hit with my bicycle by a car. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
All in 1 year. All in a year.
All in a year. My goodness. I'm sorry, man.
Things got to change.
Was it a road bike?
No, it wasn't. It was a white bicycle, and it was at dusk, and it should no.
That terrifies me. I love my bikes.
The old song, I should have known better.
Yeah.
Well, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Shame on you. Fool me once.
Yeah.
So.
I could also say, just because it's timely, and Haley will know this because Haley switched on to the British UK. The line I love is, what do you tell somebody with 2 black eyes? Nothing. They've already been told twice, right? And so, Haley, what happened? I don't know if you would know who this is, Christopher, but there is Simon Cowell. He's like a famous British record producer, and got the really fast.
I'm also a musician.
Oh, so got the really fast electric bike, crashed it in LA, broke his back, okay? And then 2 days ago in London, on the electric bike again, flipped it, went over the handlebars with no helmet. So what do you tell somebody with 2 black eyes? Nothing. They've been told twice. Yeah. Oh, it's so true.
That's good.
Yeah. But we can help you out. And don't worry about that. You used to be techie and you're not techie anymore. In all honesty, I'm starting to feel that way sometimes myself when I see like my sons interact with it. It's like, how the heck am I going to keep it?
Starting to come back a little bit.
It just moves so fast. It moves so fast. But thanks for the questions, and we'll love to see you on board and on the inside. All right, who else? Questions, guys. Some sessions, the questions are just nonstop, and I'm just like calling uncle, throwing my hands up at the end, and then some there's just less, which are totally okay. I'm good with that. And the only ones I can pick on are the ones that have their cameras on. So Jessica, William, you're my next 2 to pick on. That's all I could do. Oh, Jessica, are you up for it? You got a question?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I do.
Wonderful.
Hi.
I
wrote a book of my artwork. It's a short story. Then it's the pen and ink watercolor page. Then there's a black and white page to color.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's 3 pages to journal after. So I'm already published. I'm on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and wherever. And I don't know how to market it. Like, it's already there. It's already done. I'm kind of like, meh. Like, it's just been hanging in the ethos for about a year. Yeah.
It's funny because I put all artists sort of in the same category. And what do I mean by artists? Like, authors go in for sure. Film directors go in for sure. Chefs go in for sure, right? And all of it is just a marketing problem at the end of the day. Like, you want eyeballs on that book, you're gonna have to do some marketing. The good news is
I have all the marketing tools, but I just don't do it.
I know no one does. That is what everyone does. No one does. Like, you have to commit to doing it. And I shouldn't say no one does, but the macro is all artists and photographers treat their marketing like they treat the New Year's resolution. It's the gym membership you signed up for in January, and then February you're going 1 day a week, and then March you've gone once a month, right? And it's you just run out of horsepower and you quit. And that's why you need the encouragement. That's why it's really helpful to go through it with a community of your peers. We're finding, because you come on board, you're in sessions like this, except they're with all the art storefront's customers, and everyone gets to know everyone and keeps everyone accountable. And then when you're having a down day, someone's having an up day, and they buck you up and you buck them up. And that's really helpful. You need it because everybody quits right before they start getting traction. Everybody quits right before they start getting traction.
Okay.
It's like if you
me.
just stayed at it for a little bit longer, then we'll get it zooming. Then we'll get it zooming.
Okay. I'll keep trying. I have everything ready, and I just have to. I think a calendar of like every single day. This is what I need to do.
Yep.
Okay.
We got it. We can help. So you have in addition to the book, you have works to sell too. Yeah.
Oh, in addition to the book, I'm a photographer, mixed media, and then the artwork that I have in the book is for an adult coloring book.
Yeah.
So I have the prints that are. I have everything ready to like. Here's the prints.
Yeah.
It's in a book.
You can do great with it.
And I kind of like.
Yeah.
Sorry, the chiming of the clock is happening now.
No, it's all good. Yeah, you'll do great with the book. Books can sell really well, and they're great like order bumps. I don't know if you know what an order bump is, but our software, I hate the term. I don't know why. There's two terms, okay? Order bumps.
Is it auto bomb or auto bump?
Order bump. The first one is an order bump, and the next is called one-click upsell. And this is the name the internet decided to make like the standard, the paradigm on this. And I'm an internet marketer, and I can't even keep the two of them straight. But what it is essentially, I come to your website, and I buy whatever it is that I buy. Okay, I'm gonna buy one of your prints. I'm gonna buy a 24 by 36, and I add it to my shopping cart. Okay, and it's in my shopping cart. I haven't checked out yet. Hey Patrick, while you're here, did you know I have a book?
Okay.
Boom, and the book pops up,
Okay.
right? And it says for such and such, you can add this to your cart, right? And so that's the order bump, I think. The one-click upsell is after the checkout happens, okay? So that you've completed the transaction, then you land on a page that sells you the book, right? And that's after. And we have a lot of customers that have both on. And do you know what's so funny is like, there's only 3 ways to grow a business, okay? The one everyone focuses on is constantly bringing new orders in the door, new customers, new customers, new customers. That's one way to grow a business. The second way to grow a business is increasing your AOV. AOV is your average order value, okay? And that's what the book is for. You are going to sell a 24 by 36 for $1,000. Now you just sold $1,075 because you got them on the book and the 2, right? And then the third is to get repeat business from existing customers. The only 3 ways to grow a business. The AOV one is so insanely powerful, and so many artists don't do it. And the easiest way to think about it is like, when we're at the hardware store or the electronics store and they've got us snaking through the aisles of all the tchotchke, the cell phone chargers and the waters and the ice cream and duct tape or whatever it is. All that is the hardware store, the electronics store saying, there's only 3 ways to increase our business. We can get new people in the door, or we can increase our AOV, right? And it increases your AOV just by making us wait in those stupid lanes. We didn't know we needed a bag of beef jerky or gum or a water, but we're in there, and it's like, yeah, I am thirsty. I'm going to grab it. So the books work insanely well in that context. Calendars too, a bunch of other items, but it could work. It could work great there as well. So I really like.
How to get into stores, into like kiosks or different.
No, you might, but it's not going to sell without the marketing. You still have to do the marketing, right? You just do.
I just have to know the right buttons to push because all the marketing material's there. I just don't know where to put it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you end up signing up, we're going to end up teaching you all that. Otherwise, just subscribe.
That's what I need, some hand holding.
Yeah, you do. And you need to be held accountable. And you need to be poked and prodded with a combination of carrot and stick when you fall off the path. Like, that's what we all need. I mean, fundamentally, you guys are all solopreneurs at the end of the day, right? Like, I'm sure you have spouses or significant others or whatever we call them in today's day and age, and they're there to support you. But that's a different relationship and has a bunch of different layers to it. Like, when you have somebody poking and prodding you to say, like, Jessica, we just launched the Valentines Day sale, and I don't see anything on your Facebook page. I didn't get an email. What the hell's going on over there, Jessica? Right? Yeah. And,
that is so what I need. Yeah.
I have at my disposal combinations of carrot and stick, and I will deploy all of them to keep you on the path. And then after a couple of years, I don't really have to do it because then the business starts humming, right? And you're naturally motivated. Although it's a never-ending struggle to keep you guys marketing consistently. It is a never-ending struggle.
But the community idea is what makes me feel better knowing I'm not the only one, because during COVID, being home and then losing a job and everything, I just felt like it was just me.
Oh, so it's so hard. It's the nature of being a solopreneur. Like, it's damn lonely being a solopreneur.
And
it's
an
hard.
artist, that's a business, and art is a
Yes.
hard combo for me.
Yes. Yes. It's yes. It's the concentric circles of those two things are not oftentimes aligned. That's just how you
I
guys
can do
are
it
made.
for other people, but when it comes to me,
Yeah.
I have things sitting in storage
Yeah. We need to sell
that
all.
should be out there.
We need to sell all of those things in storage, by the way.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I think they're good,
Yeah, we need to sell all of those. But there's
but I can't
that's
sell them if they're really in the dark.
yeah, that's what the basement sale is for. So we need to get you running a live art show. We can help you. Go get a demo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff. All right, Katie's got a really interesting one in the chat that I want to deal with. I'm going to deal with one of these Facebook comments really, really quickly. Hans, yes, all you have to do is contact support. It works on the website. You don't need any extra features. Done. Right? And see, Janine here, I'm making valuable friendships in ASF. Yes, you are. And you should ask Janine. If Janine was on here, she could tell you. I pick on Janine incessantly, because she drags her feet on certain things. And I'm like, Janine, you better get in gear. Okay, let me pop myself back in. Yeah, so Katie, your question is really interesting. Her question is she can't talk, otherwise she would come on, but she's at work. She has a name. The name has some following to it, but the name is no longer a name she wants at the end of her name. Okay, there's been a split here, and she doesn't want to lose all that momentum. And I don't know, Katie, you have to tell me what the. I don't think the name change is going to kill you, unless it's like literally how everyone refers to you. I think you'll be okay. I mean, it's not like you can't change your name on the social profiles and you'll be totally all right, Katie. But if you are well and truly branded with that name, you might just have to stick it out. You might just have to stick it out. I don't know. Katie, you should come back on when you can talk on the mic and give me the details. I don't think you're actually going to screw yourself. I think you'll be okay. Yeah, Rhiannon's telling you, change it, make it a story, right? And look, Jessica, I want you to look at this because you think I'm kidding. This is Janine. He picks on me all the time, okay? My foot dragging days are over. Now, in fairness to Janine, I like Janine, so I pick on her out of a ton of love. But you guys need it. You need it. It's carrot and stick. Like, let's go. You guys don't. You've made the determination that you don't want to be hobbyists. Okay. Well, then don't freaking BS yourself and think it's just going to magically happen for you. That's not how it goes. That is nonsense. That's not how it works. Katie says she's pretty well branded. It's been 24 years. Yeah, I got a brand new Facebook with my name. I'm sort of trying the two together. No, absolutely do not get rid of the old Facebook unless it's like, did someone get the Facebook and the Instagram and the split? I mean, I would say you can change your name on Facebook and Instagram all day. Easy. The artist formerly known as, right? It's no different than Kanye going to Ye or Ye or whatever the hell his name is. You can do that all day long. But keep the social sites unless he got those in the split. And if he got those in the split and you are starting from scratch, then at a point, you might just have to pull the Band-Aid and get on with it. Right? Yeah, I post my paintings on Instagram, which is for tattoos, but no tattoos on Facebook. That's for painting. Yeah, I mean, you can still do the tattoos. Like, this is another one of those great examples that I like to reference all the time, which is like, it happens most often with service-based photographers, right? And like the service-based photographers will say they want to grow their fine art business. And I'm like, okay, you want to grow your fine art business. Do all your service-based clients know that you have fine art for sale? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, what the hell are you doing? All of these people know, like, and trust you, okay? They know, like, and trust you. They know and like and trust your skills with a camera, and you're not letting them know you have fine art for sale? How do you think fine art usually sells? More often than not, it's the bond with the creator than it is the subject material, right? And it's like, okay, Katie, let's talk about you. Talk to me about the bond you get with your tattoo artist. For God's sakes, I'm letting you use an ink-laden needle gun to stab me 1,000 times, okay? I trust you. Suffice to say that, right? That's why there's so much loyalty. So if all of those ex-customers, if you had a database of all those ex-customers and we let those ex-customers know you were running an art business, and oh, by the way, why the hell did they come to you in the first place? For the art? My God, Katie, you're cooking with gas right out of the gates. Cooking with gas right out of the gates, I tell you. Yeah, no, then don't do that. Yeah, so she's saying she owns everything. Yeah, well, then if you own everything, then just change your name. It doesn't matter. You changing your name, you're not going to lose the social profile. All it's going to be is a name change. Or just cut the name off completely and just go Katie, right? Like, it doesn't matter. You can do that on Instagram in 2 seconds. You can do that right now on Instagram in 2 seconds. Done. So that's what I would do. I think you're overthinking it, Katie. I think you got to move on. Yep. Just do it. Just do it, Katie. Get over him. It's his loss. It's his loss. Unless it was mutual, in which case I'm glad you guys found, greener pastures, as it were. All right, guys, do we leave it there? I'm running out of horsepower. Oh, Joseph, you're in here too. I don't know if Joseph's got questions. Joseph, do you have questions? I'm going to unmute you. He might just be in here. I don't know if he's in here or not.
Oh, no, I don't have any questions. I just came to say hi, check it out.
What would you say are our best jumpstart packages on the agency side for people to get their businesses started? I had some questions about that early on.
Oh man, the most popular is definitely the social poster. I think a lot of people love to offload that workload, essentially. Yeah, that one's great. Also the glow ups, though, because those partner with it, and it's like, if your socials are the first impression where a lot of people are finding you, you want those to look really professional, and so a lot of people like to get that. That's kind of a one-off, though, because once it's made over and it's professional. But then a lot of people, it's all designed that we give you all the info to do it yourself, but then stuff happens. Life, you can't do it for a couple of months. Maybe you offload those tasks and the business keeps rolling. Or you get to a point where you just kind of offload it completely. But I would say that one is super popular right now. Also, if you don't have a ton of followers yet, we get a lot of people reaching out. Hey, maybe I'm selling offline. Maybe I haven't grown online. Well, we have services to grow your following on like Instagram and stuff like that. So those are popular too, just to kind of get a base. A lot of people like, hey, who do I advertise to? Who do I market to? We've got options for that too, to kind of get you a jump start. Yeah. I would say right now those in the new year have been really popular.
When they request demos and they get on with your team, they can show those on the screen shares and all that, right?
Yeah. And kind of talk a little more about what they do and how they work, and really if it's right for you. Here everything's pretty custom to like where you're at in your art journey, and different services for different folks in different places where they're at. But yeah, they'll kind of customize it to what you need specifically.
Okay. Thanks for popping in. I'm muting you. William's got a question. All right, William, you're up. You'll need to unmute William. It's the mic icon, bottom left-hand corner. I'll let you know when you get it. And yes to your question, Haley. There we go. Gotcha. So I think William, there's something wrong with your mic connection, because I'm getting like every third word or so. I don't know if you're on a phone. Are you on a phone or are you on a computer? Let's see if I can hear you now. Barely, but make the question short and let's see if I can get it.
Okay. I'm hoping we can do a quick wrap up, but also my experience has been that I tried to do all this stuff on my own, and just I totally professional things for it.
Yeah, I can't. I'm getting like every third word, William. I can't make it out. Do you know what you can do? What 50% of the time this works, maybe more than 50%. Close the Zoom down and then come right back in on the same link. Trust me, sometimes it works like magic. We'll see if that gets you fixed up. More often than not, you'd be surprised. It's like everything in our tech worlds, right? Like, what is the default answer to the question? Just do a restart. Just do a restart, please. Right? That's how it goes. But we'll see if William makes it back in. But other than that, guys, what do you have? Other questions, comments, concerns? There is still time for you guys to get your sale in the water for Valentine's Day. It is coming up extremely quickly, and there is still time. So there's always got to be urgency to move in this business. I tell you, always urgency to move. If this is your first time, okay. If this is your first time, good. Oh, nice. Rhiannon bought Starving Artist. I love that book. If this is your first time ever interacting with us or seeing us and coming into the ecosystem, don't worry about it. We're going to be here. We're not going anywhere. But if you've been watching or lurking, as Katie was saying, for any amount of time, highly recommend you go and request a demo. You do that, you get to see all the bells and whistles. It's a super rad 1 hour Zoom tour with Joseph, who you guys met a few minutes ago. He walks you through all the bells and whistles, all the ups, the downs, the features, the pricing, everything that we don't talk about in this session because we want to make it more informative. So there's that. But Gil's got a question. I'm going to go to Gayle. Go ahead, Gil. And you'll need to unmute Gayle. I'll let you know when you get it. Mic icon bottom left. It's usually just click the microphone little icon one time, and that usually does it, Gayle. Are you there, Gayle? I'm going to click the unmute one more time. Are you there, Gayle? Wow, this is two tech-related Zoom issues in a day. No, I don't want this to become a habit. You might be on your phone. I don't think so. I think you're on a computer, Gayle. So again, and I'll stick with you for a second. You just want to click that mic icon on the bottom left, and that'll get you going. Good luck with that, Rhiannon. I hope you can sell. I hope you can sell the boyfriend. It's always important to get have the household in harmony. But because look, Rhiannon, he's got to, and I'll unmute you while we're waiting for Gayle. He's got to be on board to support you too, right? Because you're gonna have to do a ton of work.
Mm-hmm. He's very salesy too, so he's good at it. I always tell him, I'm like, you need to be my mouse. Yes,
he can totally help you and encourage you. Have you started reading the book already?
I have, yes.
It's really really good. It's really really good. And how is your demo? It's cool, huh? To get to see all that stuff.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like I've been for the longest I got back into photography like in 2017, and I've been like, how am I going to monetize this? Yes. How do I monetize it? It's like, I don't want to be a wedding photographer. I don't want to be having to take pictures of pregnant women all the time.
Yes.
You know, like all these things, all these ways people make money, and everything I ever go to with art and photography, it's like, oh, you wedding photography. I'm like, I've been married and divorced twice. Like, I don't want to be at weddings for the rest of my life. I'm good. Thanks. So this is like exactly like, you know, because I'll take pictures. I go like, we'll travel. I'll take a bunch of pictures. I'll have a bunch of pictures. I put them up on like, you know, contest sites and stuff. I've had them exhibited in galleries all over the world from winning costume or contests. But it's like, I'm not there. I'm not selling anything. It's just exactly. But I could say, hey, my picture was in this country. Yay.
Yeah, exactly. And in which case, my normal response to that is, Rhiannon, if I drove to your house, picked you up with Rhiannon playing in the radio, and I drove you to the local ATM, show me the button on the ATM machine that says, I was in another country, or I won this contest, right? Like, button doesn't exist because it don't work that way. But that's okay.
Perfect.
We're gonna get you dialed in, and I will reserve the right to play theme music for you on the inside. Yeah. It's a good song.
Sing for you.
Yep. It's just a good song. It's just a good song.
We will have a party.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right. Thank you, Rhiannon. We'll see you inside soon. And finish reading that book, and we'll talk about it. I love that book. The book is good, and it's just short, isn't it? I got to get mine. Hold on.
I know. I was like, it's like very short. I love it.
I've never met Wyland, but he has a gallery in my one town south of me in Laguna Beach. I live in Newport Beach, and I had to have sold thousands of books for him at this point. I feel like I need to leverage it for a Wyland piece. Wyland, if you're out there, I want a whale piece, but it's just so thin, and it's like the chapters are really, you know, they're just I just like his no nonsense, no BS, no sugar coating. Like, you know, in order for this industry truly to change, guys like this guy are gonna have to start teaching college courses. It's just gonna have to happen, right? Like, yeah. By the way, I don't really give a damn about your hoity-toity world. You've never sold any art. Who the hell do you think you are, right? Like the, are the normal art professors and teachers. Like you're teaching because you were never able to sell it. All due respect if you know a ton about what went on in the past. Do not talk to me about niche selection. Do not talk to me about brand. Do not talk to me about any of those things or building a business unless you've done it, which is why he needs to do it. Katrina, is it Katrina? My eyes are going because of my eye thing. I think it's Katrina. Katrina, this, you have to buy it from his website directly. It comes from Weiland's website directly because I think he donates all the proceeds to charity or something. But we'll send you, when I send you the replay, this thing will be linked in there, and it's not even expensive. How much was it? Like $20 or something?
Yeah, like I think it was 32 with shipping.
Yeah. Well, you're in Canada, huh?
No, I'm in Miami.
You're in Miami?
Yeah.
Why did I think you have a Canadian accent? I don't know. But yeah, it's a really good book, and
Usually people think I'm Spanish, and I'm not.
Yeah. It's a really good book, Katrina. I think you need to buy it. Yep, you need to get it. All right, thank you, Rihanna. Okay. He came back in. We're gonna give this another shot, William. We'll see if it goes. I'm gonna unmute you again. And again, you have to hit that mic icon. Yep. Let's see if we got him. Oh, come on. Bummer. So it's not going to work this time, William. I think the problem is the microphone on either your laptop or whatever. Something's a little bit off with it. If you wanna write me an email though, I'll respond to you. Or if you want to throw it in the chat, or if another way you can do it, if you have a smartphone, it's pretty easy to jump into the thing with a smartphone, and usually Zoom works. The smartphone usually works pretty good. So you can certainly try that out too. Yep. See, there we go. Everybody's got a smartphone in today's day and age. I tell you, everybody. April, will you put the link to the Weiland book for Katrina in the chat? Yep, there it is. Boom. Super, super ahead of me, April. Nice work there. On it. Super on it. Oh, there's two of me. All right. So we'll wait and see if William can get into the Zoom on his phone. In the meantime, who else has got a question? Because we have these precious moments left. And no one else has their camera for me to pick on. So I got to pick on Sue or Mark or Madeline or Vanessa. It's my wife's name. It's a great name. Or Troy or Jennifer or Liz. And don't worry about it. You can totally ignore me. I just like picking on you guys because, it's what I do. It's what I do from time to time. No other follow-ups? Oh, Gayle, I'm going to try you again. I feel like I had. Let's see if it works. Go ahead, Gayle. Try again. Click that mic icon. We'll see what happens. Are you there, Gayle? Most of the time, Zoom, I have to say, is pretty damn reliable. I feel like the majority of the time, we really actually do get through the tech issues if it's not truly hardware related, like I believe it is in William's case with his computer mic. I'm unmuting you, Gayle. I'm telling you, I'm hammering that button. It's going and going and going. This is making Chris feel better because he's like, okay, I'm not the only one with tech issues occasionally. Everyone's got tech issues from time to time. It's just how it goes. The nature of the beast. All right, I'm gonna give William a second to pop back on his phone, but I'm running out of horsepower. Joseph, in the meantime, do you want to tell them about what our special is right now? I'm gonna move myself out of the way and move Joseph back up.
Yeah, like just I don't know, you guys have an idea of like our pricing structure and all that kind of stuff? I didn't know if anybody asked that question, but yeah, we have a promotion going on. So it's discounted like our entry level to get started. You can start as low as a one-time activation of at least 1,000 there, and then $44 a month ongoing. And then on the upper end goes up to $2,800 as a one-time activation, and then $59 a month there. And yeah, it's just designed ultimately the high end, every feature, bell and whistle. And obviously when you reach out, we'll walk you through, show you all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's designed for you. Come on, wherever's financially comfortable. We know that upper end isn't always in everybody's budget, but you can get started, have the core things you need, and always add on. So it's designed for you to be able to get started. Like Pat said, there's a big Valentines rush going on, and even showed you kind of a message from one of our members on their success that they're having with it. So yeah, it's still not too late to participate. So that's why I say different options. You can come on board wherever's comfortable and get in on the action. So.
Okay. I love it. Gayle, you're close because I see your mic and like it'll unmute for a second and then it goes back to mute. and then it'll unmute and it'll go back to mute. So it's clearly some sort of bug on your end. So if you get there, Gayle, you're unmuted. All you have to do is just, you know, if the mic icon shows green, you're in business. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. I run 2 of these sessions today. My brain is no longer operating in the service zone. All right. Well, William, I'm hoping we'll come back on a future session. It does take some time to figure out. Or William, if you're still listening, just send me an email, and I'm happy to respond to you via email. I can do that all day long. Joseph, thank you for popping in. Thank you for offering your 2 cents. Always appreciate that. And hope to see many of you guys inside. Really appreciate it. Especially you, Chris, because my dad used to wear glasses like that his entire life. I have like a strong affinity for that particular tortoiseshell glasses vibe. But all right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your days, and hope to see you again soon. Bye, Kat.